All right. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Notice of this meeting has been held in accordance with the public laws of 1975. Chapter 231, an adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by a notice sent to the Star Ledger, the local source, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the township website. I would now ask us to all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by American Legion Springfield Post number 228, Vice Commander David Penna. I ask that you please remain standing for a respectful moment of silence for all those who serve our country, both near and not so near. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Capides?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser? Present. Committeeman Huber?
Present.
Committeeman Laufer?
Present.
Committeeman Weber?
Here.
Thank you, everyone. First part of our meeting is proclamations and announcements, and we do have several. First of all, as you all know, yesterday was an election day, and although we all went out and voted, there was also an abundance of action that were happening in this town hall, even though the offices were closed, and that is in large part to Ms. Donnelly, Ms. Connell, and the staff. They do an exceptional job. They start very, very early in the morning, and they end very, very late at night, and it's a thankless job, and we appreciate everything that you've done to make this as smooth and successful as ever, and we appreciate your comments.
Can I just thank some of the departments?
Sure, absolutely.
Chief Cook in the Police Department, Adam Lieb, who got 2 polling places ready, DPW, Bob Sable, and of course, the school board, because Dave Walker had the 2 schools ready, and of course, Maureen was here all day, and Tamara came in to help. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Also, thanks go to our DPW, who did our brush collection for those residents who still had leftover brush from storms or cleanups that they were doing. We appreciate the DPW's efforts in collecting. Just a reminder, this was for brush. We're still doing our leaf collection. We will be constantly canvassing the neighborhood. And also, please be aware, we just started this process. So we do understand that there are leaves still out. We do understand that people have been waiting and the piles have gotten, substantially large. But we just started canvassing on the 1st of November, maybe the 2nd. So it is going to take some time to canvass the whole area, because in the beginning of the season, that's when the most leaves are. So it's going to take a little extra time, but we will canvass the entire town. Your leaves will get picked up. Just please be a little bit more patient, because the beginning of the season is when we have the most leaves that are on the ground. Veterans Day, our ceremony is Saturday, November 11th at 11 a.m. at Veterans Park. In case of rain, the ceremony will be in Jonathan Dayton High School auditorium. All municipal offices are closed on Friday, November 10th in observance of Veterans Day. As I said, leaf collection November 1st to December 31st. Residents on township roads may start placing only leaves and a small percentage in grass on the street right now. Please make sure your landscaper knows that no sticks or branches will be collected, and do not place leaves closer than 10 feet from any storm drain or catch basin, as per NJDEP storm regulation. Residents residing on Union County roads can visit the county website or call 908-789-3660 for their leaf collection schedule. Springfield residents that are 55 and better, please know that the most recent calendar came out for those for you to peruse the events that are going on there. Save the date. I know, I'm sorry, we didn't even get to Thanksgiving yet, but I do need for you to hold the date for Tuesday, December 5th at Town Hall for Springfield's tree lighting on the lawn with rain and snow date of Wednesday, December 6th. Details to follow. Again, forgive me, I know that we didn't even get to Thanksgiving yet, but it is confirmed Santa will be visiting Springfield on Saturday, December 9th. We will be having more information to come about routes and requests to go down streets. More information to follow on that. On a more somber note, the township extends condolences to the family and friends of Lawrence Burns, who passed away at the age of 101. A Springfield resident for many years, he was honored for his service in the Army during World War II and recognized with a Hometown Hero banner. Mr. Burns was the recipient of honors on his 100th birthday by the Township, County, and State with a flag flown over the Capitol. Besides being a historian of not only the township but also the square, Mr. Burns was a longtime member of the Environmental Commission in his early days, and we send our sincerest condolences to the Burns family. Last but not least, we do have a proclamation for Family Court Awareness Month. Is a Miss Almquist with us? Nope. Okay, so we have this presentation, this proclamation for Family Court Awareness Month. Whereas the mission of the Family Court Awareness Month Committee is to increase awareness on this importance of a family court system that prioritizes child safety and the acts of best interest of children. And whereas the mission at the FCAMC is fueled by the desire to create awareness and change in family court system for the conservatively estimated 58,000 children a year ordered into unsupervised contact with abusive parents, while honoring the hundreds of children who have been reported as murdered during visitation with a dangerous parent. And whereas the mission of the FCAMC is to increase awareness on the importance of empirically based education and training on domestic violence and child abuse, including emotional, psychological, and physical sexual abuse, as well as childhood trauma, coercive control, and post-separation abuse for judges and all professionals working in cases within the family court system. And whereas the mission of the FCAMC is to increase awareness on the importance of using scientifically valid, evidence-based treatment programs and services that are proven in terms of safety, effectiveness, and therapeutic value. And whereas the mission at the FCAMC is to educate judges and other family court professionals on evidence-based, peer-reviewed research. Such research is critical component of making decisions that are truly in the best interest of children, including the adverse childhood experiences, child custody evaluators' beliefs about domestic abuse allegations, and child custody outcomes in cases involving parental alienation and abuse allegations. Now, therefore, I, Christopher Capides, Mayor, on behalf of the Township Committee, hereby declare the month of November to be Family Court Awareness Month and encourage all residents to support their local communities' efforts to honor and value the lives of children, and I have affixed my signature and seal. Does anyone else on the dais have any announcements that they wish to share? No. Seeing none, I know that we have an executive session, and I would ask Madam Clerk to read that.
Resolution 11-823. Whereas Article 6 of the Open Public Meetings Act provides that a public body may hold a closed session, and whereas the Township Committee will, during this meeting, enter into discussion of the following matters: matters covered by attorney-client privilege, contract negotiations, insurance matters. Whereas the matters to be discussed in closed session are to remain in the strictest of confidence by all Township Committee members in furtherance of their fiduciary duties to the Township. Now therefore be it resolved, matters discussed at this meeting will be released to the public when the reasons for discussing and acting upon them in closed session no longer exists. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please. Or, I'm sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we will be going into executive session for a brief time, and we may take action coming out with an additional resolution to our agenda. Lost Weber.
We lost two of them in the way from there to here.
All right. We are back in session. Our next agenda item is public comment. Anyone with public comment on agenda items only, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. You'll have 4 minutes to speak, after which the Township Committee may respond. Seeing none, I'm going to close the public comment portion on agenda items only and move on to reports. That is Mr. Basicolo. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. A couple of things I'd like to bring up. On the Gomes project, if you've noticed at the first floor, the steel studs are up, and they've actually put the 2x4s in around the window, so they're starting to frame the first floor out. If you look on the Caldwell side, you'll see that there's a bunch of brick now is up on the face. Some of the white cladding is up also, and the Tyvek is finished on that side. The fourth floor has been sheathed. I don't know if you can kind of see it. It's tough to see. But those are supposedly 2-story and they're walkouts. So they're actually going to be fairly nice. They're making decent progress. We're up there almost every day, so we'll continue to work on them and make sure that that project continues to move along. On our Metropolitan project, the old Sac site, we had a meeting this past week actually, with police, fire, EMS, and the owners of the Metropolitan. They have people moving in. They've rented 4 of the townhomes. I believe one moved in either last weekend or this weekend.
I heard somebody moving.
So we just wanted to make sure that police, fire, and EMS knew where everything was if they get a call, so there was no confusion. The light on Milburn Avenue is fully functional. Everything is working. There's water to the site for fire, so there's no issues. So they started renting the townhomes. A couple of items I wanted to touch on. On paving, Cottage Lane, last week we started with some tree removal. Handicap ramps, curbs, and sidewalks are scheduled to begin tomorrow. Milling and paving is next week, and that's from a community development grant that we received. We're going to try to also see if we can do any more road work before the year, depending really how the weather goes. What we kind of have in line that possibly can be done is Twin Oaks Road and Oval, Franklin Place, and Sherwood, consisting of drainage, handicap ramps, and curbing. And again, keep in mind, it all depends on weather. If we get bad weather, it starts getting too cold, what happens is the well-down will shut down. There'll be no cement or asphalt available. So it really depends on the weather. I just wanted to touch a little bit more on the leaf situation. Don't forget that the November 1st was a start date. It's not a complete date. We have till the 31st of December. We'll continue to go through the town canvassing, making sure that we get all the leaves picked up. If you have any questions, you can always call Department of Public Works. If somebody's not there, leave a message. They will call you back. Milling and paving, we did get a DOT grant for 24 for the resurfacing of Milltown and Smithfield in amount of $347,000. A couple other items I wanted to touch upon. The Henshaw tennis courts, they're out for bid on 11/9 in the local source. The bids are due back on 11/28. DLS is currently working on the 2023 roads, and that's the curb work on Sherwood is going to commence this week. Floor and Decor on Route 22. I spoke to them the other day. They are planning on, their goal is to open by mid-December. They just started paving the lot, so they're a little bit behind because of weather. They had some rain, but they are trying to open mid-December this year. Farmers Market is open on Route 22, Leafy Basket. The Aldi grocery store is going before the planning board on 11/13. That's where the former Barnes & Noble was. And that is an approved use, so we'll see what happens there. Union County announced that Morris Avenue, Cleveland to 124 will be resurfaced, and that will be performed at night sometime in 2024. Other than that, I think that was all that I had at the moment. Unless there's any questions or comments, I'd be happy to answer. Oh, and we have one other thing that Diane needs to comment on, is our best practices, if you would, please. You're on. You're off. Now you're on.
Administrator and clerk and I certified the best practices worksheet we submit to the state, basically the survey for whatever, the state deems necessary and wants to make sure that we are doing the best we can based on their direction. So we completed it, if we had any questions, one of the three of us would comment.
Any questions for Mr. Sicolo?
No, just a comment.
Is there, all right, I just want,
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, you know, if you don't want the leaves in front of your house, you can still bag them. Our leaf drop-off is still at the pool. Still gonna be open all season, so if you wanna get rid of them, feel free to get rid of them.
The other thing, if I may comment, Mr. Weber, is that, just keep in mind, November, we have a bunch of holidays in, so that does cut into the time that our DPW workers can be out there. So just kind of bear with us a little bit. We have until December 31st, they will be picked up.
All the leaves aren't even down yet.
Correct.
And as I said at the top of the meeting, you know, we had the brush collection that they just finished with, which was the non-leaves. And this is the time where, you know, most of the leaves are coming down. They're not all down yet. So the more leaves that are down initially, the more time it's going to take to canvass through town. But they will canvass through the entire town. They always do. We're just asking for patience. Again, this will be done until December.
31.
Well, that's what I'm saying, it's an option, if you want, if you're unhappy with it. back-
We're only a week into it, so give us a little time.
do they have security up at Saks, or whatever it's called now? I don't know.
You mean an actual security guard?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll have to ask Brian, the manager. I will find that out for you.
I just want to make sure they have some security at night.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I just want to, shout out to John and Mike and everybody for Aldi. It's a huge improvement to what's currently there, and it's going to be huge for the town. So good work.
Hasn't been approved yet.
Not yet.
Excellent, thank you. We will go on to ordinances. We have two for second reading. Madam Clerk, would you please read the first ordinance by title?
Ordinance 2023-24. This ordinance amends the Township Code to create the position of forester within the Township's Department of Public Works and provide for the forester's enforcement of the Township Code shade tree provisions.
I will make a motion to adopt ordinance 2023-24 as read by Madam Clerk with publication in the local source on November 9th, 2023.
Second.
Excellent.
This is a part-time position, am I correct?
Correct.
I just want people to realize that.
We now have, it's time for the public hearing portion of this ordinance. If anyone would like to speak on this ordinance 2023-24, please step forward to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. You'll have 4 minutes to speak, after which the Township Committee may respond. Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing portion. Obviously, we talked about this last time and confirmed it is a part-time position, so if there is nothing else, I'd like a roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Committeeman Laufer.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes,
Mayor Capides.
Yes.
Ordinance 2023-25. This ordinance amends the existing ordinances governing certain employment positions and establishes compensation levels for the position of forester within the Township of Springfield.
I will make a motion to adopt ordinance 2023-25 as read by Madam Clerk with publication in the local source on November 9th, 2023.
Second.
This ordinance 2023-25 is now open for public hearing. Anyone from the members of the public who wish to come forward to speak on this, please state your name and address for the record. You'll have 4 minutes to speak, after which the Township Committee may respond.
25.
No, we're on
2023-25.
25.
It's okay. Seeing no one come forward, I'm closing the public hearing portion, And with nothing up here, I'll ask for a roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber, Committeeman Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes. Before we move on to resolutions by consent agenda, I would like to ask for a motion to add resolutions 2023-269 and 2023-270.
I will make a motion to add Resolution 2023-269, which is a resolution authorizing the purchase of a vehicle for the Township's Construction Bureau, and Resolution 2023-270, which amends the Township's prior authorization for health insurance coverage of Aetna for Medicaid-eligible retirees, but making that switch to Humana.
Can I have a
Thank-
second?
Second.
Do I need to do a roll call on this? Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser,
Yes.
Committeeman Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber,
Rep, you?
Huber, Committeeman Huber,
Yes.
Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes, I will now do the resolutions on consent agenda. If you'd like one polled, please, let us know. 2023-262, 263, 264, 265, 266, 267, 268, 269, and 270.
As read, Mr. Mayor, resolutions 23-262 to 23-270? Right?
Yes.
As read by Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Huber, Committeeman Laufer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser,
Yes.
Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes. We now have a discussion and action item for consideration.
I'll make a motion to request by the Shabbat of Springfield to hold the 11th annual menorah lighting at 4:30 PM Thursday, December 7th, Veterans Park, with the use of a bucket lift and the presence of auxiliary police. A hold harmless and certificate of insurance will be provided upon approval. I am so sad that 4:30, it is now dark enough to light a menorah.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber, Committeeman Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Weber, Mayor Capides.
Yes. We have a second request for consideration.
I would like to make a request to approve a request by the Springfield Hillside Elks Lodge 2004 to hold its annual Hoop Shoot Youth Basketball event, say that 5 times fast, in Chisholm Community Center's Lee Adler Gym on Saturday, December 2nd, from 12 to 5 p.m. Hold harmless will be provided with certificate of insurance.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber, Deputy Mayor Kaiser,
Yes.
Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes. Finance.
I'll make a motion to adopt payroll and invoices for the period of October 25th through November 8th, 2023, in the amount of $1,354,210.54.
Roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Kaiser,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber,
Yes.
Committeeman Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Capides.
Yes. We have 2 correspondents from the Springfield Planning Board for their meeting November 13th at 6:30 at Chisholm regarding a property located at 240 Route 22 for C2 bulk variance, and also from JCP&L, notice of public hearing November 23rd, 2023 at 4:30 and 5:30. Visit First Energy Corp website for details. I ask that they be received and filed. Lastly is public comment on a governmental issue. Anyone wishing to come forward, please state your name and address for the record. You'll have 4 minutes to speak, which the Township Committee may respond.
Scott Horowitz, 74 Q Drive. I just want to say up here and congratulate Mayor Capides and Committeeman Laufer on their election victory yesterday. It was a well-fought campaign. I'd also like to acknowledge Committeeman Weber for his, unfortunately, his attempt to. He did well.
We did well for Springfield. That's all that matters.
Also, Deputy Mayor Kaiser, it's Chabad, not Chad.
We'll get there. Thank you, Scott. We'll get
Thank you, Mr. Horowitz.
What's your address? I'll have the tax assessor look at your house tomorrow.
Hey, John, do you know if the Elks got in touch with the basketball league? They don't have any games scheduled 12 to 5
I don't know.
on that day?
That's something we'll have to ask Adam just to make sure.
I'm sure Adam,
I'm sure, but we'll double check.
Just double check, I don't want parents yelling at me that day.
Bob Groder, 98 Washington Avenue. Two things. First off, congratulations to you guys last night. Secondly, Harris, thank you for that great food because that's the best I've ever seen over there. And
I made it all myself.
my real business is, I'd like to make a suggestion, which I said last night to you, Mr. Capiz. I'd like to see you bring back the phone calls for these meetings, these public hearings. There are seniors, people that don't drive, and it's been brought up, and it was during COVID, you brought it, but then you took it away. I think it's a good thing to bring back. You're not getting that many people speaking at these meetings unless it's a big issue, and even when you got the calls, how many were you really getting? It's not gonna add much time to the meetings. I think it's very efficient, and I think it's a good thing for the public.
And I agree with you. You've shared that with me several times, and it's been very well received several times, and it's certainly something that we will consider in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Anyone else wishing to speak? Okay, I'm going to close public comment on any governmental issue. Before I ask for adjournment and other comments from the Township Committee, I would just have two other announcements very quickly. The first one is the Springfield Community Thanksgiving Service will be on Monday, November 20th at 7 p.m. At Temple Beth Am. There are two ways to participate. You can participate in person, and you can participate online via Zoom. Please go to their website for more information as for how you could take part in their service. And then the other announcement I had, and I lost and I should know this because somebody in my house is gonna kill me. Please come out and support your Jonathan Dayton High School's production of Clue, based on the board game and the movie, November 16th, 17th, 18th, 7 o'clock. Please see the Jonathan Dayton website for further information for tickets. It's $15 adults, $10 for students. And this is the first in a round of productions that will be coming through our school system. So I just wanted to give a shout out, because full disclosure, I might know somebody personally in the cast. Anyone else have any announcements or anything you would like to add, closing remarks? No.
Can we say anything about the turkey trot or no? That's in
You
Jan- I
said
don't know.
something about, yes, the Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
Day.
morning.
Right, that morning, there'll be a turkey trot at St. James. Please go to St. James's website to find out more information. I think it's last year they did it for the first
Yeah,
time, very
yeah,
well
very good,
received.
yes.
And, it's a nice way to burn those calories before you eat all that.
I walked in it.
That's right, you were there, that's, I remember seeing that.
Deal, good deal. Anyone else?
Nope.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone.